I never imagined that an object as simple as a suitcase could reveal more truth than the person who packed it. Yet that Friday morning, as the pale sunlight filtered through the thin curtains of our bedroom, it did exactly that. My wife Claire was packing with quiet precision, folding each shirt, each pair of jeans, with the kind of care she hadn't shown me in months. She said she was going away for a girls' weekend in Seattle, a harmless getaway. I wanted to believe her. God knows I tried. We'd been married for 9 years. Not a perfect marriage, but not broken either, just comfortably faded, like an old photograph that's lost its color over time. Lately, though, there had been something different about her. The late nights at the office. The whispered calls that ended the moment I stepped into the room. The way she'd roll to the far edge of the bed, leaving an ocean of cold space between us. I told myself it was nothing, that suspicion only poisons what's still good. But sometimes the truth doesn't whisper. It finds its way to you in the form of a text message. It happened the night before she left. We were on the couch, half watching a Netflix show neither of us cared about. Her phone, face up on the coffee table, lit up. A message appeared in bold white letters. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow, love. Same hotel." She saw it the same second I did. Her face drained of color before she forced a laugh. "Wrong number," she said too quickly. "Probably spam." I didn't question her. Didn't accuse, didn't argue. That's what she never understood. When I go quiet, it means I already know. The next morning, she hummed softly while packing, as if the sound could drown the silence between us. "I'll be back Sunday night," she said, zipping the suitcase shut. "Don't forget to feed Luna." Our cat brushed against my leg, tail flicking like she sensed what was coming. I gave Claire a small smile. "Don't worry," I said. "Everything's taken care of." An hour later, her Uber pulled up. I helped carry her bag, kissed her on the forehead and watched her walk away. I didn't wave. Just stood there watching her disappear down the street. My wife, my stranger. When the car turned the corner, I went back inside, opened the closet, and pulled out my own black suitcase, the same size as hers. Inside were all the things she'd left behind in me. Trust, love, patience. Folded neatly. Packed tightly. I wasn't planning to follow her. I already knew where she was going. The message had told me everything I needed. Still, I booked a room at the same hotel under my own name. I didn't go there to confront her. I went there to see the truth for myself so I could never doubt again. By the time I arrived, the sky had turned to dusk. The hotel was all polished marble, expensive cologne and shallow smiles. At the front desk, I asked quietly for a room on the same floor as hers. The clerk barely looked up, just tapped on his keyboard and handed me the key card. Room 408. Hers was 410. Later that night, I heard them through the wall, laughter, muffled voices, then silence that said more than words ever could. I didn't move, didn't knock, didn't cry. I just stood there, breathing in that sterile hotel air until something deep inside me finally broke. Then I unzipped my suitcase. Inside wasn't mine, it was hers. The real one. I'd switched them that morning while she wasn't looking. She had packed for her weekend getaway, but I'd packed for her permanent one. Her clothes, shoes, toiletries, everything that made our home feel like hers. On top, a note that read, "You don't need to come back. Everything you need is already here." The next morning, I called the front desk and had her suitcase, the real one, delivered to room 410. I sat downstairs in the lobby cafe afterward, watching the elevator. My coffee had gone cold and bitter by the time my phone started buzzing. Her name flashed on the screen. Once. Twice. Then came the text. "James, what is this? Where are you? What did you do?" I didn't answer. A few minutes later I saw her. She stepped out of the elevator in her beige coat, hair messy, eyes wide with panic. Behind her was a man, Ethan, her coworker. The same man she'd mentioned casually over dinner, the one I pretended not to notice in her photos. She spotted me instantly. "James," she said, her voice trembling. I stayed seated. "You got your suitcase?" I asked calmly. "Everything's in there, including your ring." She stopped dead in the middle of the lobby, people moving around her like she wasn't even there. "You switched them," she whispered. "I just gave you what you packed for," I said. "Freedom." Ethan muttered something about giving us space, but she grabbed his sleeve, refusing to let go. That told me everything I needed to know, who she'd chosen. Please, she said softly. Can we talk? You don't understand. I understand perfectly, I replied, finally meeting her eyes. You stopped being my wife long before you packed that bag. For a moment I saw something real in her expression. Fear, guilt, maybe even love. But it vanished just as quickly. You can't just end it like this, she said. We have a home. A life. No, Claire, I said, standing. We had those things. You set them on fire when you invited someone else in. She reached for me, but I stepped back. Don't, I said quietly. Not anymore. There was no anger in my voice. No drama. Just the heavy calm that comes when you finally stop caring. I walked past her and out the hotel doors. Rain had begun to fall, a soft drizzle under Seattle's gray sky. Behind me I heard her footsteps. James, please, not here. I turned just enough for her to see my face. You already did this here, I said. You just didn't expect me to see it. Her breath caught, and for a heartbeat, the whole city seemed to pause, the traffic, the rain, everything. Then she broke. Her shoulders shook, her makeup ran, her sobs filled the air. I didn't say another word. I didn't comfort her. I simply whispered, you wanted a weekend away. Now you have one. And I walked away. That night back home the silence wasn't as heavy as I expected. The house felt strange but peaceful. I poured myself a drink, sat by the window, and realized something that had taken me years to see. I'd been loyal to someone who'd already left me long ago. Leaving her wasn't revenge. It was freedom. The next morning I got one final text from her. 2 words. I'm sorry. I didn't reply. I deleted it, set the phone down, and whispered into the quiet. So am I.